Have you ever found yourself so stuck in a project that you thought you wanted to do, or a business that you thought you wanted to build, that you've noticed so many people with less experience, or you thought had less experience and less training than you think you've seen them come running past you, and found yourself experiencing all kinds of negative emotions, envies and jealousies about this, and depression and all that kind of stuff? Have you ever found yourself disagreeing with one person in your field and disagreeing with another person in your field, disagreeing with another point of view and disagreeing with another point of view, to the point that you make a net forward movement of 0? So then, what is it? What is it about that project? What is it about that business that's stopping you? What is it about that project? Why are you not making forward progress? Why are you wrestling with the different angles and viewpoints that you find so disagreeable and so unreal and untrue and so wrong, in your opinion, for your field? Why are you doing that? Why are you not making progress? And how can you make better progress? How can you reconcile all of that? How can you recover your pace, place, speed, progress? How powerfully can you do that? How? What kind of powerful resolution and resolutions can you get from understanding your own attitude, understanding your own angle towards the way you've handled your business? Well, one thing's for sure, isn't it? You can gain a real deep and real empowering understanding that, for you at least, for you, you have done your best to keep your field real and true, to keep the way you operate in your field real and true, amongst those that you think are not really being real and true. And another thing you can learn is that you are entitled to speak your opinion. You're entitled to point the finger and name names and name, blame and shame people. You're entitled to do that, as long as you can take the flak for doing so. That's another thing you can learn, isn't it? So for you, Jace, and whoever else identifies with the way I see things and the way I operate, whoever else identifies with this, for you, Jace, especially, isn't it about time? Isn't it about time you made your amazingly abundance building, wealth building business in healing arts come fully true in the world? Isn't it about time that you gained your following of people who respected and liked and loved the thing that you do and your whole attitude behind and within it? Isn't it about time? So let's go for it. Even though whatever, whatever, what do you want? A list as long as your arm? Okay? Even though whatever, I hereby like, approve of, accept and love myself. Okay? even though whatever, I love and approve and accept myself as I am. Even though whatever. Even though I've been in some pain that's so excruciating over the past year that it's collapsed my knees under me, it's given me major hallucinations, or something has, of vampires. And even though people are going to think I'm totally bonkers, off my rocker, or just plain psychologically unbalanced, even though I lost my job at lockdown and I found it a struggle to even have the motivation because of the pain I've known and the hallucinations I've had and the emptying out I've had, even though all of these things, I hereby accept and love myself as I am. Even though people might think I'm some kind of super psychic, not, for my visions of vampires and my love of kaleidoscopic patterns and drawing kaleidoscopic type patterns and posting them into Facebook groups. Even though all of these things, even though I should be, could be, would be, might not be, shouldn't be, couldn't be, wouldn't be, should be, shouldn't be, shouldn't, shouldn't be feeling embarrassment and shame because until now I've not been a massive breadwinner and have struggled and currently struggle to put bread on the table, and my wife is the breadwinner for our family, and I could be called a sponger again in my life. Even though these things, I hereby insist state that it has to be the case for such as me, who's lost my job, who doesn't put bread on the table, who finds it hard to even motivate myself to even look for work because I don't know how I'm going to be amongst people, with people, towards people. I know I have the best in mind and in heart towards most people I communicate with, towards most people in my life, even at the fringes of my life. I have the best of intentions and I have the goodness of mind and goodness of heart. Even though for somebody like me who has given and sometimes overgives and sometimes gives too much information, sometimes is too enthusiastic, sometimes is that little bit OTT and doesn't get as much back from the people maybe at the fringes of my life, I hereby state that me, somebody to like me, my type, and thus and therefore a lot of you out there must accept and love yourselves, myself, as I am now. We must, people. We must. Otherwise, those powers that have set out to take our minds are going to take our minds. Get it? Get it. Okay? Even though I should be feeling all kinds of embarrassments and shames and negative emotions of all types, anger, fear, dread, worry, concern, impoverishment, homeless, almost, because we could end up that way. We're not gonna, but we could. Blah, 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 list as long as your arm. This is why I said this at the beginning, list as long as your arm. Even though, whatever, bring it on as fast as you can, come what may, I hereby fully accept myself as I am. And so should all of you out there in the world who are suffering and struggling with losing your jobs, homelessness, potential bankruptcy, shame because you can't bring the bread home, blah, blah, blah. Accept yourself as you are. Love yourself as you are. I feel for you. I feel for the whole world who are struggling and suffering. I am on the side of the underdog. I feel for people who are struggling and suffering because I am. I have and I do. I struggle. I struggle with myself mostly because I'm not good at marketing my stuff. I used to take a friend's dog for a walk every day, every single day, regardless of the weather, up the side of Ben Wyvis near Dingwall, Scotland, Ross Shire in Scotland. Ben Wyvis, up the side of Ben Wyvis with a dog every single day. Even if it was snowing or raining, I would take the dog. And I would go so far up that I'd end up above the clouds. One of the things I used to do is practice Tony Robbins style speeches. You know, him that does all the motivational talk and NLP and all that kind of stuff. I used to make up subjects, e.g. why we should take on certain types of breathing patterns. And I've researched breathing patterns. I've made up talks for our motivations for doing lots of different things. Yogic practices, meditation, sitting in the quiet, sitting in the dark with our eyes open, laying on our back on the ground at night time, looking up at the stars. Why we should engage in Uttisita, for example. What's Uttisita? Uttisita is the Norse word for sitting outside. Ut, I, seat. Uttisita. That's actually what it's called, you know. And I've studied Norse shamanism quite deeply over the years. It's one of my shamanisms, okay? So, I've never been brilliant at marketing myself because I don't want to be that crass. I don't want to use marketing technique. I don't want to come across like a marketer, but I do want to sell my stuff. I've got tons of artwork online that I'd love people to look at and buy from me. With me being unemployed just now, etc., I have noticed all of the stones and all of the sticks, sticks fallen from trees, that I've collected over the years. and I can see the dragon in them. I can see the wand in them. And I know that there are people online who make beautiful wands and staffs, walking sticks, what have you. And if I get some interest, this is one of the things I'm going to do. I'm going to make some anyway, and I'm going to make some that are marketable with beautiful artworks on them, because I know that some of my artworks are actually amazingly excellent. I know that. Then that's not me being boastful, that's just me stating it as it is. Some of my artworks are actually amazingly excellent, and I will put some of my artworks on some of my dryads, baby dragons, sticks. So I would love for you to look at my stuff and show an interest and give me a boost, praise my work. I love it when I get praise for my artworks, and I've had plenty of it, and really thank you to those that have given me plenty of praise. I really get a boost from that. You're important to me. You people are special to me. You really are. So thank you, gratitude from the bottom of my heart, life, world and reality and wizardry and magic. Okay? Even though, whatever, list as long as your arm, I hereby, and you can learn this too, I hereby tap, 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 tap under there, tap, 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 round about there, roughly there, anywhere you like. Thymus tap. Why do monkeys beat their chest? Donna Eden, hey, why do monkeys beat their chest? It's a thymus tap, you know. Stimulate the thymus, boost the immune system when it's under pressure. You notice that I was starting to get a bit, heated there, and I do. One thing that I get a bit frustrated about in this whole healing New Age movement is the number of new courses we got to take and the number of new things we got to do to heal ourselves, supposedly. I've done umpteen trainings. I'm a Reiki master. I am a master hypnotist. I'm a master life coach. I've done all kinds of stuff over the years. I've been studying healing pretty much most of my adult life. And I reckon that what gives me, some disadvantage, as it were, is the fact that I've actually been homeless in my life. I have been jobless for a long time, and any person with more than 2 brain cells to rub together could actually say, what a bloody fool you are then. Has it done you any good, mate? No, it hasn't, has it? So you can't market yourself. Your skills are bloody useless in the workplace, and your skills are worthless as far as self-employment goes. And yeah, boo-hoo, I could go down and feel sorry for myself, and I often do, and it's what blocks me often. So I've got to learn to be tough and strong. But one thing that hacks me off is when you try to go for business with local enterprise companies and local enterprise schemes, etc., set up by the government. What you notice is it's the young pretty people. It's the young pretty people, the young beautiful people who know the people in the know, who are part of an in crowd, etc., who manage to go running past you. The people with no experience whatsoever in certain fields of study. The people that just come along and they walk on water, as it were. And I feel that sometimes, because of my depth, I get stuck to the floor, and some of my physical pain this past year has literally been gout, like I've been literally physically stuck to the floor. I found it very difficult to walk at times. Is that a reflection or what? So one of the things that hacks me off is the fact that a person, e.g. me, can do all these many different trainings, can study all the different arts that I continue to study even today. Yes, today. That, is it doing me any good? Is it helping me in any way? Am I maintaining my health in any way? Am I building an audience in any way? Am I making an income? Am I building my wealth? the way that I would love to? Where am I going wrong? Okay. You know, do we have to do all this tapping business? You know, are we broken? You know, are we broken? As people, are we broken? Even in times like these with this COVID mumbo jumbo, are we actually broken? Or are we just as we are? There's a question to ponder. Are we broken? Are we fucked as a species? Or is this just the way we are? I like it when people say, you shouldn't keep healing yourselves. None of you are broken. I like these kinds of things when I see them on Facebook. I like the people who say, none of us are broken. We don't need to keep therapizing ourselves. I like that approach. I like that attitude. I like that angle. I really like it. No, none of us are broken. You're not broken. I'm not broken. You're just the way you are, and I'm just the way I am. But it's not just. You are magnificently who you are, and I am magnificently who I am. We don't need any reason to explain that. We don't need any justification to explain that. We don't need therapy. We don't need healing. We don't need any of these newfangled, you know, things that come along. What we find attractive, we find attractive. What we enjoy, we enjoy. What we like, we like. What we love, we love. Who we like, and who we love, we love. What we partake in is what we partake in as part of our lives. We don't have the time in 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20 years, 10 years, 12 years, 5 years, 4 years, however long it is that each of us individuals live. We don't have the time to go pondering whether or not we are fixed, broken, you know, fucked up, twisted, psycho-illogical, whatever the word is. We don't have the time to do this and to wonder, you know, what newfangled art we can find that suits us as personalities and individuals. We don't really have the time if we're going to live a life, a good life, a positive life, a constructive life, a life of building our lives, a life of building an amazing family and creative wealth. We don't have the time to do that. We just have the time to get on with it. We have the time to live what we live now, to live in the now moment. That's what we have the time for. We don't have the time for anything else, which is why, you know, healing is healing. I'm not going to go the rest of my life learning newfangled stuff that's just a rehash of the stuff I've already done. I'm not, okay? I am a healer because I say so, and because other people have said so, and because other people get healing from what I do. Now, I'm not going to go relearning all these self-defensive psychological tricks and techniques of cleansing this and cleansing the other and exorcising this and exorcising the other according to specific set types of details and set types of mystico-magical words. No, I'm not. This, as fast as that fast, like that, heal, from now on, is my anchored, listen to that NLP people, anchored, I've done it before, put it on Facebook and YouTube, some of you have seen it, a lot of you haven't, but that, as fast as that, is my technique of healing. Dressed, look at this, dressed as I am, not having to wear white robes and a sandal, nor carry some kind of magical implements about me. This is my technique to heal me, myself, and Irene, and you. Okay? This is my technique. Bang! Okay? You get healing from that. All of you. This is my technique to heal the world. Okay? COVID COVIDians, the COVIDites, the COVIDians, the COVID-riders, the COVID eaters, bang, heal. Okay? Do I make myself plain? I'm getting annoyed at it all. So, here's something. Part of my frustration is in deciding to master a healing art. Regardless of my background, regardless of what training I may have or may have not done, regardless of what experience I may have or may have not had, I have decided that because I'm getting pretty frustrated at quite an amount of it and annoyed at quite an amount of it, this is my healing technique. Okay? Thank you very much, people.